What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Cookie DAO today. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it, my friends. It is the 19th day of September, and here we are sitting at about 12.92 cents. 1 hour, 58 minutes left in this wonderful day here. We have dropped. We've dropped about 6.5%. We even dropped a little bit more than that at the low there, hitting a low of 12.68 cents today. I'm not phased at all. I hope you're not phased at all. I'm surprised. You know, I was looking at X.com. There's some people who are freaking out right now. They're writing all kinds of negative things. It's like, what? Did I miss something? Like, we're still at higher prices than we were at the beginning of this month, right? People are freaking out. Oh no, the Fed cut rates and now we're moving down. It's like, what are you talking? We're still actually above. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, we are. We are above where we were when the Fed did cut rates. Still, technically, you know, with Bitcoin, we've got higher lows. Not that we haven't dropped. We have dropped a little bit, but people are acting like the sky is falling. It's crazy, right? I think that's a good sign. When you're moving up, whenever you get higher lows, and you're clearly showing productive activity across the board, and people freak out when you see a retracement, I think that's typically a good thing. It's, you know, if people were euphoric and everybody was screaming from the top of their lungs, this drop isn't real. It's not going to happen. Like we're not going lower. No way. That the real rally is about to start. I might be a little bit more worried, but the fact that people are concerned with this very insignificant drop, and I mean for Cookie, 6%, 6.5% is a little bit more significant than the average altcoin, right? The average altcoin's dropped like 3% today, but whatever. Who cares? This is crypto. If you don't have some hair on your peaches, grow some, because man, this is how this works. Okay, talking to the ladies too. All right, it's 2025. You can get peaches if you want to. This you can. It literally is the name of the game. This volatility thing, man. This is how it is. And if you're phased by a higher low, you're not going to be here when the highs come in. I mean, just imagine here, you're pumping. You're on top of the world, absolutely euphoric at the high, telling everybody how Cookie DAO is going to change your life financially and it's going to make you a bunch of money. And then one day goes by and you're down 51%. And then you start saying, I don't know what I was talking about. I was so wrong. That would have been the worst at the low, even at the high of that day, 27%. It would have been the worst, because then you started moving up not but a week later. There's going to be drawbacks, and these are insignificant in comparison, man. There's going to be drawbacks. It's okay. It's normal. Have we found the low? It's not convincing yet as far as the charts are concerned, but yeah, I'm pretty convinced we have. I think we have. I don't believe that we go lower than this low. I don't believe we go lower than these lows. We're here now. We went just below 13 cents, but whatever. I very much am confident that the low is in. And even if it's not, even if we go lower, even if I'm wrong, and my whole thesis on the markets right now is that instead of us going up, we're going to come down, whatever, so be it. We look at Bitcoin real quick, and I'm going to use this. We're probably going to talk about Bitcoin more tomorrow, or maybe even later today. We'll see. Or I guess tomorrow, technically. But if you look at this here, from a low to a high, we literally hit the 236. Oh, I didn't even put, I was like, that's a little bit lower than I thought we were. I didn't put it at the low. You literally tipped, come on now, tipped the 236 perfectly. You tipped it perfectly. And that's exactly what we did every step of the way here from April into late May. You found support at the 236 there, right there, a little bit below the 236 there, but largely held the 236 as support, and you continue to rally. That's just the name of the game. And then if we take this from an overall low here to a high, we're going to get back to Cookie, low to high. Look at that. You found support at the 236 twice. You wicked a little bit below it here, but you continue to rally. We're doing the same things. We're showing a lot of the same signals as what we did back here right now. We're just consolidating. We're just moving sideways with higher lows, and people are freaking out, man. It's how you know that we're on the right path, really. We look at Cookie DAO here on the 1 hour time frame. Let's see. Oh, gotta fix that. Bam. We look at Cookie DAO on the 1 hour time frame, and you can see, yes, while we have had a bit of a dramatic sell-off, it looks like we're starting to bounce back up. Bitcoin itself bounced off the 236. We look at the 1 hour time frame, you're starting to bounce back up right off that 236, just as foretold. You know, I think it's very likely that we do hold that as support. You know, time will tell. We'll see. Looking at the 1 hour RSI, bullish divergence. Hey, stochastics coming out of the oversold zone, boom, bullish. And the MACD is about to cross screen, which on the 1 hour time frame, I don't really care, but sure, bullish. They're all bullish. Cool. And you're bearish at the lows. Go figure. Go figure that the whole average market participant would be bearish at the lows. I've never seen that before. That never happens, does it, right? When you look on X.com and people are shaking in their boots, that's actually a good thing, man. Especially when we're at the higher low. We formed a higher low. This whole month we've moved up. Here's the 1st of September, right back here. We've only formed higher lows this month, right? Stochastics bouncing right off the oversold zone. RSI not even getting to the oversold zone. Getting overbought, but not getting oversold. MACD is kind of, who cares? But you've been moving sideways, so, who cares? Bullish. You're in an area to move up, so do it. Do it. I bet you do it. We look at this from a relative, let's say, let's get this right here. Relative low here to a relative high here. I'm not going to take the fake out high. Golden ratio bounce to the 0.5. It's perfect. It literally is perfect. What a great way to end the day, but having a green bullish engulfing candle here. Now we have an hour and 52 minutes left in this 4-hour time frame. A lot could happen. We could absolutely be lower. And I want to, while I'm dramatically bullish and very confident that we have found a higher low here, not just for Cookie, but for Bitcoin and probably the whole damn space, it's completely possible we go lower. If we go lower, it's not a big deal, right? From a low here to a high here, what do? We went down to our 1272. Okay. What if we did that here? From a low here to a high here. We'd go down to 11.9 cents, 11.4 cents. Okay, cool. If we do that, whatever. It's still a higher low. It's not a big deal. Right? I doubt we do it, but it could happen. Those are your targets if we go lower. Those are your targets to not crap yourselves at, right? Things look good. This looks, as long as this 4-hour candle closes green. Now, if it closes red, things might look a little bit more bearish. And again, tomorrow might be a little red. We're getting into the weekend. It is after hours in the stock market right now, so it kind of already is the weekend. Saturday and Sunday typically are not the most moving days, so expect some boringness, a little bit of volatility, a little chop here. I would love it if we had a bullish weekend, because all the bearishness that's happening today, if we have a bullish weekend, we're going to leave a gap behind, and then everybody's going to be bearish on the gap and shorting the gap. They'll be shorting all the way up, thinking that the market is going to have to correct back because we fill gaps, but we don't fill all the gaps, guys. We really don't. And some of those gaps leave traps. We've got a lower low here in the RSI, higher low in the price, hidden bullish divergence. Everything's good. What are you talking about? Come on now. Don't get fearful, y'all. Hour and 51 minutes left. We're down 6%. We could move up that exact amount in the next hour and 51 minutes. I'm not saying that we will. I'm just saying we could. Weekly time frame. I have to admit, looking at the weekly time frame, I don't like this look. In comparison to what it looked like earlier this week, it was nice closing up here. It would be ideal over the next 2 days if we could come up and close this week green. I think it'd be ideal. If it's red, that's fine, but let's close it a little bit higher than this, okay? I think it'd be ideal to close it green, though. Show continuation here, right? You look at the weekly time frame, we're bouncing off the 40. The stochastics would be coming up if we get into the green at all. Stochastics would be coming up out of the oversold zone, which is great. The MACD here would be scooping the 0 and bouncing off of this, which is great as well. You've got a lot of solid setups. The only thing you need to do is just not fumble here, right? I don't think Cookie DAO will. There's some big things going on with Cookie, you guys. And Cookie, if you use it, it's actually a very valuable product. And I think that people are going to catch on to it here pretty soon. Low to high, bouncing off the golden ratio to the 236 to the 0.5. You're ready to go, bro. You were so ready. We did this. I think we did this exact same thing, but on a smaller scale here. This is literally perfect. Let me show you, right? Pay attention, okay? Low to high, golden ratio, 236, 0.5 support, and now you're moving up, probably. Let's look at this on the 4-hour time frame. I'll show you what I'm talking about. All right, golden ratio, 236, 0.5. Remember that. Right here. Low to high, not the fake out high, but the actual high. Golden ratio, 236, down to the 0.5, and we're moving up. Do you see it? Let me delete the overlying fib. You see it? Low to high, golden ratio, 236, down to the 0.5. It's perfect. It's like you don't respect the fibs that much, Cookie DAO, but it's like you're trying to tell us something that this time you're showing us a little bit of safety here, a little bit of conviction in what you're doing here. I do believe that we're going to move up higher. I'm kind of curious too, just what's this on a low to high basis? Bouncing off the 786. Cool. Perfect. Yeah, typically whenever you rip right through the golden ratio, if you find support at the 786, you'll move all the way up to the 236. If we get all the way up here, you guys, just with everything else that's going on, I'd very much expect that we're moving up. By the end of tomorrow, Cookie DAO might be at 14 cents. Yeah? Crazy stuff. Weekly time frame. I'm not saying that it will be, but I'm pretty damn confident that by the end of this week, we're going to be closing green, which that's the goal. Again, remind you, that's the goal here. When we do close higher, when we do show the signal that the low is in, when we are above on a closing weekly basis or a multi-day closing basis, we would validate this low at about 15.3 cents. When we do close there or higher, I would say at that point, and if that's not enough for you, then you can wait for the daily high to be above here, but I'm waiting for the daily low close. We sweep that with this kind of bullish doji look. I'd very much think that the low is confirmed to be in at that point, right? We're above these lows back here, above these high points back here, above these lows right here on a closing basis. Let's go. 15.3, enough pussyfooting around. It's time to be bullish, man, right? If you want to be uncertain right now, okay, I don't blame you. It's not that the charts aren't convincing yet, but I'm pretty damn convinced. They'll convince me, and they'll convince a lot more people at 15.3 cents. And if you want to wait to be convinced all the way up at 21 cents, good for you, whatever. Be convinced there, but it's going to happen. And once we do that, we're going to be moving up to new all-time highs. Right? I mean, from here to there, that's essentially the game plan. The move that's coming is going to be more akin to this move than it was to this move. You understand? Right? Like this move that's setting up right now that we're in the midst of. We are in the midst of the next up move. It might not feel like it on a day like today where we're down 6%. Who cares? Nothing like the 50% drop we saw back here. We were in a 50% drop and we were in the midst of that move. I bet you wish you were in that 50% drop right now. How spectacular that was, right? We're in a 6% move right now to the downside. Boo-hoo, who cares? It's not a big deal. High to low, undoubtedly, we're going to $1.65 to $2.34, and right now we're at 13 cents, you guys. It's a blessing, this 6% discount. You're lucky. 12x at a minimum. 30x at a maximum by the end of October. And if we don't see a 30x by the end of October, great. It'll happen by the end of the year and probably beyond there. We'll be at $3.90. We'll be at $10. I wouldn't be surprised in the least if we were approaching $10 or even around $10 by the end. I guess it's the same thing. Approaching, if we're up in this area by the end of this year. But October, I'm thinking more so will probably be around $1.65 to $2.34, $2.50. We could be as high as $3.90. But this next move, again, it's going to be more akin to what we did back here. It's going to be at a faster pace. We're going to have larger candles. This was just the setup. The higher low is just the confirmation of the setup. Now that we're set up, let's let it loose. That's what's happening. Buy the low, you guys. Buy the dip while you can. You're not going to have this chance much longer. And I have the strongest feeling that when we're at new all-time highs, there's going to be a bunch of people coming on here saying, oh, dude, I just wasn't sure. You were telling me about it. I wanted to buy more, but is it a good time to buy now? Like, no, it's I mean, sure, at that point, it'll still grow a lot, but get in now. Why wait for that? Why do that to yourself? Do some research on it. Look it up. You'll find out why it's good, right? Hit the like button, subscribe. I'll see you on the next video. Thank you all for being here. Don't be fazed by these simple moves, okay? Bye-bye.